Next word is glimpse. The poet has not used the term. The poet has used this term instead of this. Here, it's mistakenly written glance. You should make a correction, dear students. Glimpse should be written over here, and for this word, the poet is using glance. Happy feeling, for happy feelings, the poet is using glee. For deep thought, the poet is using pensive mood. In vacant or pensive mood, for blessing, the poet is using bliss, bliss of solitude. In the last stanza, you would have read. Then we are having this is the end of the vocabulary exercise C. Moving on towards the next exercise, we are skipping the writing exercise because you will be given the notes soon of the paraphrase of the poem Daffodils. Dear students, moving on towards the grammar exercise, we have finite, non-finite verb, infinitives, gerunds. Dear students, let me introduce the verb and different types of verb which are given over here. What is verb, dear students? It's a part of speech which shows an action. While discussing noun, I told you that there are two groups of the parts of speech. One is called the open and the other one is called closed group. Verb is the part of speech which belongs to the open group, just like noun. We are having verb. Every action word is called verb. From the start of the day till the end, we perform so many things. Every action word is called verb. So we cannot specify that we are having a limit. So this is why verb is categorized as the open group in the open group of the parts of speech. There are different types of verb, dear students. We are having regular verb, irregular verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb, we have auxiliary verbs, we have modal verbs. But the one which is given in the exercise is the finite and non-finite verb. We will not be doing these two types directly. We are discussing the subtypes of the non-finite verb in the exercise. But it's important to discuss both the types with you. First of all, you should keep it in your mind that finite and non-finite verbs are the type of verb. Now, what is finite verb? Finite verb is a type of verb which shows tense, present, past or future tense. Every sentence which carries an action which is performed by a subject, and it shows any time duration, any time, present, past or future. That would be called a finite verb. Like a connection of a subject and a verb is called a finite verb. In a present form, we can say she is playing hockey. So here it's a present form and playing is directly having a link with she, and she is playing, so it shows a present tense. It's a finite verb. She was playing hockey, it shows a past tense, or she had played hockey, so it is definitely showing a finite verb representing past. Future, she will be or she will play hockey, so it shows a future tense. So every sentence, every type of verb which shows present, past or future time is called finite verb. It's very much clear. But non-finite is different from finite verb. How? Because it doesn't show tense, it doesn't show any time duration. It some of the time it acts like a noun in a sentence. It will be a base form of verb, but it won't act as a verb. It may act as an adjective, as an adverb or as a noun. There are three types of non-finite verb that we will be discussing one by one: participles, gerunds and infinitives. What are participles, dear students? Participle is a form of non-finite verb that can be used as an adjective, noun or adverb. It's a base form of verb basically that can be used as an adjective, as a noun or an adverb. But remember, it won't act as an action verb, like it won't be showing any act in a sentence. That would be called a participle. There are different types of participle, dear students. First one is the present participle, then we have past participle, and then we have participle as an adjective. I'm not dwelling in the detail because it's a huge topic. Participle is a huge topic, but I'll be telling you all those important points which are mentioned in your book and which are related with the exercise which is given in your book. So starting from the present participle. It can also be called an active participle because it shows something which goes on or which is going on. It shows an action. Present participle forms by adding ing with the base form of verb. When used with the helping verb is, am, are, was, were, it describes an action that is in progress. Action that is in progress means continuity. It shows continuity. It always has an ing form, and not only with these mentioned helping verbs, it can also be used as in a perfect continuous tense with has been, have been, or had been, or will be definitely as a future form. Examples are given over here. I am singing a song. Here singing is mentioned, dear students. Sing plus ing, and it is there with the auxiliary verb am. So definitely it shows a present time continuity in the present time. So it will be called a present participle because it shows a continuous tense. It was raining yesterday. Rain is the first form of verb and it carries ing, and it's showing a continuity in the past continuous tense. So it will be called participle, present participle. They were walking. Walk is the first form and ing is used with walk. So definitely it shows a participle, present participle form. He is jumping. Again, jump is the first form of verb and ing is used with the first form, so it will be called a participle form. Similarly, some other types, they will be going, and she was helping the poor. I had been working with my fellows for long. So all these are the examples of present participle in which we are having base form of verb plus ing. There are different uses of present participle that we'll be discussing in the coming slides. Inshallah, I'll be telling you the use of present participle as an adjective, as a gerund, how to use these present participle as an adjective we'll be discussing. Participle of which is linked with the past participle. What is the past participle? The one which is formed by ed with the base form. It can be paired with the helping verbs was, were, has, have, or had, or it can be with the past with future tense even, because in the passive voice we also use past participle. So we can even say that past participles are called passive participle because they are mostly used in the passive form and with the was, were, and such kind of have, had, and such kind of helping verbs. Third form of verb, you might be familiar with the first, second, and third form. So here past participle shows the third form of verb. She has burned her boats. Ed is used with this form, burn. So definitely it shows the past tense, past participle. It is linked with this helping verb has. It shows perfection or perfect tense. So here burned is a past participle. I have lived a wonderful life. Live is the base form. Ed is added with this verb, so it shows the past participle form. The cookies were baked. It is a passive voice. Bake is the base form and ed is added with the base form, so definitely it would be called a past participle form. The sum was solved. Sum was solved. It's again a passive voice. Solve is the first form and ed is added with the base form, so definitely it would be called a past participle. Dear students, here we are discussing the participle form, and there are uses of present and past participle as an adjective or as some other forms we can even use. So we'll be discussing in detail in the next slide. He was finished with the project. Finished. Finish is the first form and ed is added with this verb, so it is making a past participle form. Dear students, I hope you all will be familiar with the regular verb and irregular verb. For making the third form of a regular verb, we add ed. So all these verbs are the regular verbs because we are adding ed with it. But in these with these few verbs, we are not adding ed. We are putting en or such kind of words, such kind of a suffix is added with these base forms. So that kind of verb that doesn't add ed at the end is called irregular verb. I've given you the example of learned. Remember, learned can be regular or irregular because learn, in the third form of learn, we also add ed. So I have learned the story. Learn can be the irregular if we are putting t at the end, and it can be irregular. It can be irregular if we are putting t at the end, and it can be regular if we are putting ed at the end. I have learned. Here it is showing third form, so it's again a past participle. She had taken the breakfast. Taken. Take is the first form, took is the second one, and taken is the third form. Breakfast, taken breakfast, taken shows the third form, past participle it is showing, and it is like paired with had, which is the past perfect tense, which shows the past perfect tense. So it is showing the perfection of tense or verb in the past form. The song had been sung by her. As I've told you that these verbs, past participles, are also called passive participle. So it is, or it can be applied with the in the passive voice. When we are making a passive voice of a sentence, so it is mostly used there, because in the passive voice we always use past participle, or we always go for the third form of verb. The song had been sung by her. Sung is the third form of sing. We are not adding ed with this, so it means that it is an irregular verb. So this is why I have written this word over here. Letter was being written by Alice. Written is the third form of write. Write is also an irregular verb, dear students, and the third form of write is written. So written is the past participle used over here. There are so many uses of past participle, present participle, but I have given you some selective examples in order to make you clear all this.